In this video, I'm going to show you a few tips in Photopea, a free photo editor, of how you can get one of your photos ready to be rendered into a diamond painting. I'm going to use a photo of my hair comb because happy accident, when I started playing with the colors in Photopea, this changed tremendously. So it's going to give you a great illustration of manipulating photos and colors and brightness and all that kind of stuff. So stick with me till the end. I want to give you some tips on how you can edit your photograph that you want made into a custom diamond painting. First, let me tell you, I am not a digital artist. I am not a professional photo editor. I am just giving you a few tips to take the photo that you want to edit it in a way that it will help produce a better diamond painting canvas for you. So this is Photopea. Photopea is a free photo editor. If you want real in-depth tips, go on YouTube and try to find videos on how to use this. I'm going to show you how to do a few basic edits. So I'm just going to take a simple photo that I have. I just took this picture with my phone and I sent it to a friend. And it's just a hair comb that I really like. Kind of aquamarine. The color's not that bright. This is not a great picture. I just snapped a picture. Once you have uploaded the photo, you can go into image and there's auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color. I start out with these three because sometimes it makes a difference, sometimes it doesn't. And like I said, I'm not a professional, so let's see what happens. Auto tone does nothing for this image. Auto contrast doesn't really do anything. Auto color. There are some photographs where I just touch one of these and then it's like perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into image right here. I'm going to go to adjustments. And then I'm going to hue and saturation to show you this first. So this is hue, saturation, and lightness. Watch what happens when I play around with the saturation. I want to add more color because when you have an image made into a diamond painting, the image you see on the computer, the computer is a backlit screen and the colors are more intense. When you have it made into a canvas, the colors are not as bright and intense as they are on your computer screen. I'm going to add the saturation a little bit and watch the color of my hand and my hair comb change. Now, if I had this made into a diamond painting canvas, the color of my hand and the gemstones would be slightly more dull, if you will, not quite as shiny. And so if I add a little bit more color, the more color is going to be in the diamond painting. So this is too much because now I'm really sunburned. But look at the color pop in these gemstones. Go all the way to the extreme. You make a black and white photo. That would be cool too, whatever the image is. So watch as I add the saturation. Watch the color of the gemstones change. So you can play around with colors there. And the hue, this is really cool. The hue, the color. Watch the colors change in the gemstones. Now it's purple. I don't know if, I think we're adding more red this way. And now green and purple. My hand is green. Now the gemstones are red. That's kind of cool. For a black and white photo with the colors to pop out like that. Now I'm going to go extreme other side. The green and the purple in my hand. This, or there was an auburn here somewhere. That's kind of cool. So when you play with these colors and you look at your image on the screen, you can find something that you're very happy with. If you don't like it, you just hit reset. And then you can start over. Reset. reset. And the lightness, that just adds more light to the image, of course. And now we're just washing it out, and then it's going darker. Okay. And if I hit the saturation and I hit OK, then that's over here. This is what I have done so far to edit the photograph. So I'm going to go back into image and adjustments, and I'm going to go into vibrance. And then you can just, this is the saturation again, and the vibrance. The colors in the gemstones just really pick up. And the vibrance makes this brighter. It doesn't make my skin as red as the saturation does. So I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to make those gemstones brighter, but my hand is not as red. And hit OK. I'm going to keep that. Brightness contrast. So the contrast, here, the gemstones are still kind of bright, but my skin tone is not as red. And the brightness, again, just adds a little bit more light. If you have an old photo, you can go into filter. You can go into noise, dust and scratches. Now, honestly, you can play around with this until it just looks better. Something like this, you'd need to go into YouTube and find somebody that knows what they're doing to teach you more about this, more about what this means. And also in filter, noise, you can despeckle. When you get an old photograph and there's little spots of dust on the picture because it was just whatever, it's just aged and it's just a little cracked, you can play with the despeckle. You can also sharpen it a little bit. There's sharpen edges, sharpen more, and smart sharpen. I usually just do the automatic sharpening because, again, I'm not a professional. If you go into sharpen more, look at that. I'm going to get the change that has made. Now, this isn't something that I'd want to use for the diamond painting because this sharpen stuff, it doesn't show up well on the diamond painting canvas. I've tried it because I have made diamond painting canvases from old masters. Whoops. So if you want to look at a close-up, if you want to look at a specific area, you hit this little magnifying glass here, and you hit the plus sign, and then come over to your picture and just increase it. Tap and increase it. And you can use this hand here, and you can move your image around. I'm going to try that sharpen again. Sharpen more. This makes it look like it has a bunch of little spots. These details, you don't want all these details to show up on the diamond painting canvas. It doesn't render well. And when you want to get the picture back down to a smaller size, click on the magnifying glass, click on the negative, put your magnifying glass over your image, and just hit your mouse button or your keypad or your touchpad, whatever, to make it smaller. So let's look at the image size. If you want to trim your photo, you can crop it down. Use the crop tool. So if you just want, for example, just the comb. So if you have something in your background and it's a lot of sky or whatever, and you just want to get rid of a lot of sky or a lot of trees, you can just crop the image down. And then that will also make the just focus on the image that you want. And I'm going to go into image size, and you can resize your picture. Well, this is 13 inches by 24 inches. That's kind of big, but I'm going, you can make it, can't necessarily do an 8 by 10, for example, because that's not the ratio that this image is. But I do want a larger image for a diamond painting because it's better to have a larger image and then you can make it smaller on the canvas. And I want to have 300 dots per inch. And you want to have the resample set because this is going to resize this image to 10 by 18.14, 300 dots per inch, which is going to be more intense for printing. So I'm going to select image and image size. You can change the image size. I just typed in the 8 and then I put the cursor tool down in the height. I can't really make it an 8 by 10. Now I'm going to go into image, change the size, and it's 13 by 24. So you can play around with that. You can't play with the ratio though. You can choose the width or the height, and then you put the cursor in the other box. It's going to keep the ratio of your image. Then you want 300 dots per inch, which is how this is going to be printed on the canvas. So now this photo is the size that we just made it to be with the 300 dots per inch. And then I'm going to go into File and I'm going to export it as a JPEG. I'm going to put the quality to 100. This looks like it's blurry. It's not going to look like that after we have completed everything we're doing here. And then you save it. You can crop the image if you want to. And with Photopea, a free photo editor, we walked through editing colors and brightness and making colors more intense and cropping the image. And it's all set now to be rendered into a diamond painting.